Well, as the kids go back to school, whether it is literally in a classroom this fall or they're being homeschooled, they have to be able to see what's in front of them to learn. And this may mean an eye test, maybe even glasses. Our next guest can help.
Yeah, if you find your kids struggling at school, maybe doing a little bit of this, well, it might be time to see
Mm.
Dr. Adam Rovid Md. He is a pediatric ophthalmologist. He's with Shepherd Eye Center, and he joins us now to unlock the mysteries of the vision of our children. It's great to see you, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I got two kids, and they're starting to go to their eye appointments now. What are the biggest
Oh.
signs that we should be looking for when spotting vision problems in our kids? Because sometimes they just don't have the presence of mind to be able to, like, yeah, I can't see.
Right. So, and you do have to pick up on clues. And usually, I mean, the most common one is squinting. And if any of your
Mm.
viewers wear glasses and they don't have them and they're used to sort of squinting their eyes to see a little bit better, that's probably the most common. Or moving up close to a television set or bringing any object of regard, whether it be a book or a tablet or so forth, bringing it close, blinking several times, straining, sometimes headaches, all those can be signs that they're having some visual problems.
Hmm.
I was kind of giggling, Dr. Rovit, because whether they have eye problems or not, children tend to sit right here at the front of a screen. It's so funny. Let's talk about if a child does seem to have some issues with their sight. What an eye exam is like for a kid. What's it like when they come in to see you?
Well, here, we try to make it friendly. We try to have toys and so forth, movies and so forth to attract their attention. Obviously, the biggest question that parents and others have is, how do you assess the child? How do you figure out if they need glasses if they're not old enough to sit there and respond to you when you put lenses up and so forth? And, the way we do it is we try to get, for really young children, an idea of their fixation by holding toys. How well do they fixate with both eyes and either eye? And then when they're older, they can certainly read letters or numbers or pictures, and we have all that. But then the real way to assess it is actually we put in dilating drops, which in many cases is children's biggest fears, having things put in their eye and they sting for a few seconds.
Yeah.
But by doing that, then we can assess the power of the eye. And we can objectively use a light and use lenses, neutralize the light with the lenses, and we can tell what a child prescription is. Are they normal? Do they need anything? Do they have astigmatism? Are they farsighted? Are they nearsighted? And there's a way to do this without your child's cooperation.
Gotcha. Are there any
Mm.
concerns with, like, my kids? We have the Google Home, the one with the screen, and we'll say, hey, play whatever, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Pff," right there. And I remember I used to be 3 or 4 feet away from the TV, and my grandmother would yell at me, but now they're about 3 or 4 inches from the screen. Is this going to cause an issue for his vision?
It isn't. There's no correlation between holding it super close and developing a problem with your vision. And the easiest answer to that is, why do children hold things so close to their face or get so close? And the answer is because they can. The closer you are to
Mm.
something, the bigger the image is on the retina. And they don't have the problem that adults do or older adults do where you can't focus up close anymore. They have 8 to 10 times that focusing up close. So bringing it close just gives them a bigger image. Can they see it clearly from a few feet or several feet behind that? And the answer is yes. But they get close because they can focus and it doesn't cause a problem for
I
the
mean,
most part.
why buy a 75-inch TV when you can just get closer to a 7-inch TV? I'm with you.
That's right.
Absolutely. Try to convince your
It's real
child of
big.
that. Yeah.
You're right here.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, the problem here is this creates eye strain, whether it's for us adults, talking right now, or the young folks. So, doctor, you have some tips, though, some rules that can kind of help parents, help all of us go by to alleviate a little bit of this strain.
Yes, and that, I'm glad you brought that out because even though they do have this high capacity to focus, focusing on anything for long periods of time causes strain at any age. And we use the 20-20-20 rule, and that is if you are doing prolonged near work, every 20 minutes you should take a break and for 20 seconds sort of refocus 20 feet away. Those are the 320s. And your eyes also do get quite dry. Usually, you got to remember to blink more often because you stare.
Hmm.
And for children that are old enough and can cooperate with it, using artificial teardrops as well is also helpful for symptoms.
All right, it's good to know. I'm glad it's the 2020 rule versus the 2020 rule, which is everything is off.
Right.
That's a totally different rule. Doctor, where are you located with Shepherd Eye?
So Shepherd Eye Center has 5 locations. I go to 2 of those locations, and you can easily find that by going to shepherdeye.com. And you can click on the locations or click on me. And as I say, I go to a location in the Southwest and also one on the East Side in Green Valley.
Fantastic. It's great having you.
Dr. Rovid, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us.
All right. We thank Dr. Rovid for joining us. And listen, if your kid, you're noticing a little bit of that squinting, you're noticing, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time for him to see the eye doctor. Maybe it's time for you to go to Shepherd Eye Center. ShepherdEye.com or the number right there on your screen. Shepherd Eye Center, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.